Hello everyone and welcome to BlenderWorks. This will be the 8th episode of Blender tutorial series. In this tutorial we will learn the basics of physics properties in Blender and how to play with the rigid bodies and how to animate them as well. The properties of a cloth and how to make fluids in Blender. This will be an exciting episode, so let's get started. So let's start with the rigid body. For that I'll move my default cube over here, and in physics properties I will click on rigid body and select the type as active, and I will expand this timeline, and if we click on play you will see that our cube is falling down. That is because of gravity, and our cube has a mass of 1 kg now. So I will add in a plane, scale it like this, and now our cube will fall in this plane. So I will move the cube above, and now if we click on play, as you can see it's not touching the cube because we haven't applied any physics to the plane. So for that I will apply the passive rigid body, and now if we play this, as you can see the cube is falling into the plane and they are behaving like an actual object. So I will scale this down, and now let's try this with multiple cubes. So I'll duplicate a few cubes, something like this. So all these cubes will have now the physics properties which the default cube had. Now I'll select this cube, create some more of these. And now if we click on play, as you can see this is working perfectly fine. And now let's try to add in a new mesh and animate the whole scene. So for that I will add in a UV sphere and scale it something like this. And now I want this UV sphere to collide with all those cubes. So this will move in Y axis. So for that I will first animate it in Y axis. For that I'll click on here, and in first frame I want my sphere to be somewhere over here, and let's set the end frame to 100 and add in a key, and in the last frame I want my UV sphere to somewhere over here, and I will lock the key. And now if we play on the animation, you can see nothing will happen. That's because we haven't applied the physics on the UV sphere yet. So let's do that. I'll go to the physics and click on rigid body, and I will select the type as active. And if we play now, you can see due to gravity and mass the sphere is falling down. So in order to animate that I have to click on over here, animate, and now if we play the animation, as you can see our scene is working perfectly fine. I will set the end frame to 130. So for example, if you want to add in your physics properties after you have completed all of your scene, or you forgot to add the physics properties, So you can go to object and rigid body, and you can add in the active and passive over here. So this is a quite a little handy trick which you should know. Now to export your scene in a video format, go to the output settings and over here and select the output as FFmpeg video, or you can select as PNG image as well, and then click on Ctrl F12 to render the animation over here. So this will be the final scene which we have just made. So as you can see, all the three meshes are working fine as a rigid body. And now let's see the properties of a cloth. For that I will add in a plane, scale it and move it over here. So this will act in as a cloth, and I will delete this and add in a UV sphere. I will scale this somewhere over here, shade it smooth. And now in physics properties, I will click on cloth. And to collide with that cloth, I will apply the collision physics to the sphere and play it. So as you can see, nothing will happen. That's because this plane is acting like a single block of the cloth. So we have to subdivide it. So for that, right click on it and click on subdivide and subdivide it like 40 times. And now if we play our animation, as you can see, this perfectly collides with the UV sphere and forms it into a cloth. And as you can see, we have some pixelated thing over here, so we will shade it smooth, and in object data properties we will auto smooth it. But still we have some odd looking mesh. So for that I will go into modifier properties and select the subdivision surface, and I will increase the level to 2 or maybe 3. So if you increase the level in the modifier, the viewport will also slow down. But this looks like a fine looking cloth. And now if we play our animation, so as you can see, our viewport became very slow. That's because we have increased the viewport level to 3. If you can decrease one level to 2, this will become a bit faster. And if you go to material preview shading, and let's add in a fabric cloth. So for that, Control Shift T and select the fabric. So as you can see, it's completely looking like a cloth now. So this is the basic property of a cloth in Blender. I will decrease this to 2 and let's play our animation again. So this is the cloth physics properties in Blender. You can play with the settings over here and increase the quality steps to 10, which will make it look good. Play with the stiffness and damping and pressure over here. And now let's see the fluid properties in Blender, which is super fun. So for that, I will delete in the default cube and add in a UV sphere. So this will act in as a source for our water. I will move this over here. and I will add in a cube. So this will act in as a domain where the water will fall and the surface where the water will touch. And in wireframe mode, I will move it maybe somewhere over here. So let's add in the physics properties now. I will click on over here and select the fluid, and in type I will select as flow. So here the flow is the source, and I will select the flow type as liquid and flow behavior as inflow. So inflow will make sure that the flow of the water is continuous throughout the scene. And if you click on geometry, the water will take the form of that sphere and drop just like a single drop. It will be not continuous. So we don't want that. So for that, we will select the inflow and click on the cube and click on fluid and select the type as domain. So this will act in as a domain, and if I expand this and make it to 150 and select the domain type as liquid, and if you increase the resolution you will face the slowness in viewport. And now if we play this, you can see nothing will happen because we haven't baked our cache. So in here I will select the end frame as 150 and select this as modular so that you can bake your scene, and click on is resumable. So if you enable this button, what this will do is it will help you pause your baking, since the baking process usually takes time. And if you resume it, it will resume from that point where you stopped your baking. So this is a quite handy trick, and I recommend you to enable this option. And now let's bake our scene. So as you can see, the water particles inside the sphere, and if we play it, the water is flowing through the sphere into the cube, and the water is not getting out of the cube. So this is the use of domain in Blender. And now when we have baked this data, we don't want to see our water in this particle form. We want it to be in mesh form. So for that, if you scroll down in fluid settings and enable the mesh like this, and now you can bake the mesh over here. Before baking the mesh, go to the source properties over here, and you can enable the initial velocity of water and set the speed of it if you want. And if everything is okay, click on the domain again and click on bake mesh. So this will take a bit of time depending upon your resolutions. So after baking, this will look something like this. And if we go to solid view and click on play, so as you can see, we have the water now, which looks completely fine. And let's add in the material for this. So I will select the water, go to the shading tab and click on new, and I will delete this principled BDSF and search for glass and connect this to surface. So as you can see, this will look like a glass, and increase the roughness a bit to 0.2. So now if you play it, this looks a bit more realistic. but we still have some light settings to do. So for that, go to the world properties and click on environment texture and click on open, and I will select this environment image. And I will go to the render view like this. So as you can see, this looks like a bit more realistic. I will increase the strength to 2. And this still looks a bit odd. That's because the resolution of the water is 32. If you bake it on 128 or 64, it will look amazing. And now under film settings, enable the transparent and the transparent glass. So what this will do is this will disable the background images. You can change in the material properties even after baking your mesh. So I will increase the resolution over here from 32 to maybe 128 and bake this. And now if you view this on render view, it looks way more realistic. And now to render your scene, let's go to output properties over here and select in the output folder and select the file format as PNG or FFmpeg. I would recommend you to select the PNG because if your Blender stuck in the middle of rendering, you don't have to start with your rendering from beginning, and you can just change the start frame and resume it from there. And now to render, you have to press Ctrl plus F12 and this will start rendering. And after you have rendered all your PNG images, go to the video sequencer over here and go to the first frame by clicking over here and add in an image sequence. So select the folder where you have rendered all your images and click on A to select everything. So this will add in a image sequencer. And now if you select your file format as FFmpeg and in encoding, select the output quality as lossless and encoding speed as slowest, or you can put the default settings, that doesn't matter. And now if you click on Ctrl F12, this will render out all your PNG images into a video. I hope you guys had fun in this session. This was just a basic overview of physics properties in Blender. There is a lot of settings that you can play with, and if you guys want, I can make an in-depth session for the physics in Blender. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the career and jobs in Blender, especially in India. That will be the final conclusion video for this series. So if you guys have any doubt, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for all the support. I will see you in the next one.